Hi, this is Kevin Ronkko, and welcome to Musicians Viewpoints. And today I wanted to talk to you about something. I've been playing a lot of gigs this summer, so in terms of um, pay, it's been all over the place. So that's what I wanted to kind of talk about. In that there is an understanding from many clubs, about what is appropriate to pay performing, artists or musicians for their time, to actually travel to a place, set up, play a show that they prepared for, um, and to connect with an audience in that venue for a stated amount of time. And, what is appropriate to pay somebody for a musical performance. And I played at a place on Saturday night that I agreed to, by the way, for it was a percentage of the bar. Okay, I'll try that. I done that before. It never seems to go very well, but in terms of the band getting paid, so I was like, okay, well, I'll try it. Nice nice people in the band and everything. So I just had to spend some time learning the ins and outs, the breaks and the um, nuances of the songs that they were going to be doing. Some of the songs I really like, and others not so much. But anyway, that's another subject. But anyway, these are songs that people know. So I agreed to do this performance with these musicians. And so anyway, we played three sets. So three, that's from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on a Saturday night. That means I've driven someplace that's like an hour away from where I live to play there and be out playing until 11 p.m. When I could be doing other things. But it's something I decided is important. So I've been doing this again in my life. This is after, uh, this will be 43 years of being a professional musician for me, by the way. So I've been doing this a long time. And so at the end of the night, I said to one of the band members, again, it's not important where this venue is because I'm not trying to knock any place specifically. Um, but I said to the bass player actually, I said to the bass player, we need to get, paid. So what's the deal on the money? And then he's like, oh, I was going to check on that. So anyway, about 5-10 minutes later, he comes back while I'm still organizing, putting my drums away, getting that together. He says, they paid us $50. And I said, for the whole band? And he said, yes. So for 5 people, $50. And he was immediately, we should just give it to the drummer. And I said, no, I don't think that's right. Because my general philosophy is that, people should get paid evenly in a group like this, just rock and roll band. Everyone get, whatever the money is, everyone splits it. However, $50, how is that affecting people in terms of paying for their, the things in their life? Not a whole lot, given what everything costs now. Doesn't buy $10 doesn't buy you much these days. So anyway, I just took, there was like cash there, so I grabbed $10. I was like, I'm fine. But after I got all my drums packed up and I was leaving, two of the band members came out and I rolled down my window and then they said, well, we decided that we all live here in this town and you drove from where you're coming from an hour away, and so we just want you to have the money, for the gig. So I said I ultimately agreed to that, given their reasoning. I mean, I had done a good job, and with no train wrecks, I kept the whole thing together. And that's what drummers do. So that's what I did. So they appreciated that. So they gave me um, the remaining $40. So I got paid $50, which is again not a whole lot for playing three sets, but compared to what they got, four of them walked away with nothing. Um, So I made $50, and I got a couple of free beers, by the way. So I did get that too. Um, I wasn't getting drunk or anything, but I did have a couple beers as part of my pay. So I got $50 and two beers. So what is that? Beer in a club is what, $6, $7. Uh, let's say seven. So that's $14 worth of something. So that's was it $64 worth of. That's what they gave back. I don't know. Maybe some of the other members got some free beer. Still, I didn't see a lot of them drinking anything. So I would say they probably got away with. I would say they didn't. Couldn't have been more than $80 worth of everything. Plus the beer doesn't cost them $6-7 for that beer. They're charging that. So yeah, they couldn't have put out more than $55-60 towards the band expense. I'm sorry, I think DJs charge way more than that. So for a full band, and guess what? We did have people enjoying it. They were dancing and stuff. So I mean, the idea, it wasn't empty in there. So the idea of $50 meaning. Also, that seems like that number, what percentage of the bar were they even, what did they calculate that from? Seems like a very exact number. So anyway, there are places around that do that to bands. And in my mind, that is ripping people off. Like that's saying to somebody, I don't value your time enough to give you what is fair. Like, yeah, they are providing a place. They had a stage there and stuff, but maybe insurance and on the place and stuff like that. I get that. And it wasn't pay to play either. We didn't put any money towards paying it, to play there, which that happens too. But still, I guess I'm old school. And also we are living during a time where robots are taking away our day jobs. They are. They're not doing them better, by the way. They're not. People are hating the services from these robots, but this is what the corporations are doing to us. While we ourselves are not taking care of each other, the fact that I could go and play in a club with four other guys, so a 5-piece band, go in there and be handed $50 at the end of the night, and to think that you're not going to throw a temper tantrum over that, which, by the way, no one did. It wasn't that kind of scene. Everyone was just okay. But to me, I was like, I'm never, ever going to not only play here again, but I'm never going to step foot in this establishment again. Because that tells me they have no moral compass. It just strikes me as wrong. Like, if you want services from anybody trying to run their own business, you want to pay them something that tells them that you value their service. And if you think, maybe you think they suck or something, or they're not good, why did you hire them in the first place? Unless this is what your intent was the whole time, which was to I think not honor a certain kind of social contract that we used to have. We used. It's long been thought that musicians would be the one group of people, artists, musicians, where people would want to see this, value this kind of thing, even when robots started taking over. Now we're living during that time. And I still think people want to see other people perform a service. In this case, play music for other people. People like to watch that. Humans doing this kind of thing, I'd be drumming and doing all the things drummers do, and you got somebody, acting like a clown up there singing, and the guitar players are doing the guitar player thing, and the bass players, doing the bass thing. But rock and roll, come on, no one's getting rich playing rock and roll. That's not the point. The point is that people want to see this. It's asses in seats. And if that's what you're, as a club owner, if that's what you want, that's what your goal is to get asses in seats, then you might want to just fork a little bit more out for those musicians who are doing that. Because guess what? The musicians are paying attention. And when somebody hands, the pay at the end of the night, you each made $10. That's a $10 a piece for working, basically devoting a lot of your day to that purpose of being there and putting energy into dragging all the stuff out of your car, setting it up, making sure it sounds right, getting the PA working, all of these things. And it's more than just the musical performance. It's the the time and attention and energy put into it. So yeah, think twice if you want to hire somebody to do something, even though maybe you don't have a written contract. Honor the fact that they're there providing a service. And hey, if you think it just didn't meet the mark, then don't hire them back. But don't hand somebody the whole band $50. You wouldn't do that to a DJ. So this has been Musicians Viewpoints. So just something to think about for local music and local musicians. That's what we do here on Musicians Viewpoints. We talk about that. And that's today's rant. I look forward to your comments about this.